Hey YouTube, it's Jamie. I am making a video today to discuss the order that I chose to do my operations and why I did so. So initially I didn't really have much of a plan on how I was going to do any of my operations, and for me it was just important to get at least a hysterectomy and top surgery done. Those were my goals. After I saw my endocrinologist back in June of 2016, she suggested that I go to a gynecologist to get a pap smear since I hadn't had one in over 10 years. Pap smears were always just something that were very uncomfortable for me, and so I had chosen not to get one at all. She said she had a trans-friendly one that all of her trans guys went to, so I decided, well, why not? This is the only chance I have at getting a hysterectomy. So I went to my appointment, sorry, I have some notes here, August 17th of 2016 is when I had the appointment with Dr. Knepp. She did the pap smear, which was totally uncomfortable, but a necessary evil. She kind of talked about my goals and what I wanted out of transitioning, which surgeries I wanted. I told her I did want a hysterectomy. I also wanted top surgery, and wasn't quite convinced on bottom surgery just yet. So we also talked about how I had been on testosterone at that point, July, for 3 months, and was still getting regular menstrual cycles, and they had in fact gotten heavier than they were before. So my cycle wasn't lasting 3 to 5 days, it was lasting a full 7. It was heavy, and it was really starting to irritate me. She asked me which of those surgeries I'd prefer to have first, and, knowing how my insurance coverage was at the time, I said hysterectomy. And she asked me when I was planning on doing it, and I said as soon as possible. She said that they were going to see about insurance covering. I had a gender exclusion in my insurance policy, so that wasn't an option to code for gender dysphoria. So she was going to go with menorrhagia, which is just a technical term for excessively heavy flow, abnormal uterine bleeding, but she wanted me to go get a pelvic ultrasound, just to make sure that there wasn't anything else going on, cancers, anything of that sort, before she went in for surgery, so she'd know what to expect. The pelvic ultrasound was really uncomfortable. You drink a lot of fluids. You don't get to go to the bathroom for a while. You kind of have to hold your pee. And they put you in the room with a bunch of women. I wasn't able to go into the men's area at that point. And the tech does a little scan of your lower abdomen, sort of like you would during a pregnancy, except in the lower area. And then they also do an internal exam, which was the worst. They pull out a probe that's about that long, about that big around, and they put a lubrication jelly on it and insert it, kind of move it around and get different images. But I knew it was something I would have to do if I wanted to get the surgery. So after the results came back, they found out I had uterine fibroids. Never been so excited to have an actual diagnosis, because that was definitely something that we could get covered for my hysterectomy. So yeah, I scheduled my hysterectomy for November 14th, and I'll be making a video later on to talk about surgery and what went on with that.